Okay, yay, all right, yeah. Okay, well, good. Okay, I was just gonna see here if you can see, I have some unidirectional um, lighting that'll spotlight and change different colors and rotate 180, one way and 360 the other, rotate, forward, reverse, and sequence. It can be programmed with DMX, and I have some DMX compatible stuff that can be programmed for any type of lighting and setup. And yeah, so setting up different types of sequences with each individual lighting and include DMX compatible with a lighting control panel and different combinations of different type of lighting. Um, Not all of my lighting. I have some laser lights that have like patterns and lasers and sequences. I don't know if I'd really call it automation, although it is programmed. Because with automation, normally there is alternatives other than a set standard and only a set standard. And the ones that I have is like it's not able to be customized. Um, and I'm assuming that would be the only difference between automation and just regular programming. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, um, those are not DMX compatible, but they are like really good. As a matter of fact, I have two. As a matter of fact, I hadn't seen any. They're like cylindrical and an aluminum cylindrical casing, and they're handheld. But I've bought some mounts, and they are like a real cool. I mean, really, very much so. The patterns and sequences are in more finer detail, and as far as like options with like lighting and patterns and sequences and alternating, like voice or sound activation or program or I mean, God, I mean, they are like phenomenally like real cool. And I got two of those. As a matter of fact, I have four. I have two of those are like on tripod stands for like being portable and like set up any set up with four different types. I have two of the same lasers and two that are similar but different as far as patterns. Pretty much the same principle, yet different. But I have the two cylindrical ones that are like really awesome, and I can like set them up anyway with my drums, and I have them on portable like tripods to do that. Anyway, yeah. So it's like a really a nice setup that way. But anyway, yeah. So like I'm like right here in this position right here, which is pretty much in front of my drum set. I have this. As you can see, there's a chimney like right behind, and um, picture. Let's see if I can get the other. Um, hey, can you see that? Yeah, I have some other, uh, yeah, pictures on a wall. As a matter of fact, I'm getting some more pictures. I'm fixing to do a little different setup here. As you can see, there's a picture of my mother. I don't know how she was in that picture. I think she's somewhere in her mid 20s. I think maybe I'm not real sure, but anyway, uh, yeah. I mean, I haven't taken that down ever since she's passed away, really. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, there's that right there. And anyway, I'm fixing to do a little bit of video recording here, just to do it from where I'm at right now. Um, I'm actually going to remove some carpet and do what I need to do to present a more um, versatile yet compatible. Yeah, not that there would be a tolerance that need to be upgraded, but yeah, yeah. So that's happening. So anyway, so like I'm gonna like remove some carpet here and maybe replace it if need be. Anyway, this room's predominantly I've been using it for a couple of years now. Really longer than that, really, but really as far as like YouTube goes, um, with getting my lighting and predominantly for using YouTube.com for a music video portfolio, predominantly of like everything I've ever practiced my entire life. But really, in any case, I'm trying to get to a point to feel comfortable actually getting into my original music, um, and that's a not funny thing right now. So anyway, yeah, sooner the better. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, um, Yeah, so like I thought I'd do it real quick. It's been already going on 5 minutes here. I just want to see if the lighting is going to be good enough with all the effects lighting. I have some 3D animation strobes. I don't know if I'm going to hook the fog machine up. I might just to do it. But where I'm at, like just talking right now, it's really. I mean, with the fog, I mean, obviously you'll see all the lasers and effects like going through the you know, the fog. I mean, it's like real cool, but I'm not really too concerned about that right now. I might just to do it, maybe. Depending on how I feel. I have some other things I need to really do real quick before I go to bed anyway. So I don't know if I'm going to even mess with that like right now anyway. So anyway, yeah, I thought I'd get a real quick visual on the lighting with that in that way to see if I need to do anything other than the way it is. I think right now the way it is going to be good enough for right now. Maybe 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 a little further back or different screen ratio. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do a screen ratio. I might just move the mobile phone back a little bit and still have the full screen. Um, anyway, yeah. So that was my thing about deciding if automatic focus, you know, using a real quick just to say just to do it anyway is that my thing about if there was an alternative with like autofocus that would normally present maybe how measuring the density of light, which would be not necessarily the luminance, although yeah obviously um, for light to be visible something has to the light has to shine on something to be visible, which is really the density, not necessarily the luminance itself. But anyway, yeah. So like as far as screen ratio and magnification goes, and alternating what autofocus would present as a standard of a manufacturer, if there was like any alternative, if it like really needed to be, because the magnification and screen size will actually present the issue of the brightness, and I'm not really real sure if like a post production would be like a live. If there's like an interrupt bypass in between live recording, like video recording, that way, if that will even matter, or me even trying to decide if like I need to know. I want to know, but anyway, I'm not in the mood to like go through all that right now just to find out. And really, I was, and I did that for a little while. But I don't know if it's going to be an issue of like a screen ratio or magnification that will present. You know, um, obviously, would eventually be live, video recording anyway. But I don't know if the adjustments will be able to be, a smooth transition and really an issue as an alternative if it just has to be, if it's an emergency situation, or whatever the case may be. I just wanted to know what the type of electronics and what's involved with the autofocus. That way, if it would present maybe, like the normal standard of autofocus, it would present maybe, measuring the density of light would automatically maybe present maybe a filter in that way of brightness, depending on what time of day to, maybe reduce glare, or maybe present maybe a filter in a way of instead of like the live, true to life, and maybe present maybe a more filtered, softer, kind of like you've seen it with photography. Um, Certain types of filters that would present maybe not the clarity and sharpness as true to life, but I'm not really concerned about that right now. My thing was about the autofocus and the magnification as compared or with or interchanging, screen size ratio with magnification, if that would present maybe an autofocus issue with how light is being reflected based upon screen size or magnification, that would maybe present a different type of filter to you know, kind of regulate what autofocus is really made to do. And I was just wanting to know if I was going to have any type of control that way with a mobile phone. I don't see it happening really, but anyway, I'm trying to find out anyway. As far as like music video cameras, I'm still wanting to get that Sony HXR NX100. I mean, it has all the connectivity. As the minimum requirement, can go live streaming on, the internet or like YouTube or, straight to a television broadcast. Provided with the connectivity's there, although there would be other requirements, obviously to be met to like do the satellite television. Other than, I don't know if there's a mobile app with like connecting directly to anything other than live streaming or streaming as a something like YouTube would present. Um, I almost think it would be comparable to automation once again, that way with uh, actual time. You know, it's kind of like almost the difference between a calendar and a fiscal year with actual time that way. Anyway, so like yeah, so it's kind of like it's like whenever it starts, it's going to be whether or not if a pre-recorded is going to be presumed as a live stream with access to what post-production would provide on a live stream that way. But anyway, yeah, so anyway, yeah, so like I'm looking at it like that as well, as far as you know, using a normal professional like digital video camcorder as compared to like my mobile phone like I'm on like right now. Anyway, so my thing about that was like, I haven't really had a need or concern to have the alternative of actually measuring um, density or luminance that would be maybe a set standard of an autofocus that would present an automatic adjustment with the reflection of light that way of measuring density of light, and the autofocus maybe kicking in an automatic type of filter to regulate some um, preference if that's an option, or even a customized option that way, as far as like skin tone, or if it needs to be effect in the way, or what that might involve um, with visuals that way. So I think about like measuring the density of light as compared to luminance, and what would be the full screen, or 16:9, or the 1:1, or whatever the case may be with the ratios of screen size, and then the magnification. Like I say, I mean, a bright spot on a screen, it would be like a normal uh, recording, and then like maybe a screen size and a magnification, presenting a more bigger view of something that would be reflecting more light, if that would be like actually affecting autofocus, maybe even in a replay. Um, and that's my thing, is I'm wanting to really know if there's an alternative, if that's going to affect or be an option, including post production of screen size and magnification, that might be an automatic preset or an option of customizing um, a type of filter to regulate any inadverse or unwanted visual effect. So anyway, yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. It's already going on 13 minutes here, and I think I've set it up for right now. Anyway, there it is right there. Okay.